Hello, hello, hello. J Nell here with my recap of the amazing two events that happened earlier today and this morning. I hope you saw it. If not, let's go ahead and talk about it. So I ended up making 5 picks after all. I told you have to follow me everywhere. Hit the description down there and check out all my other platforms. You gotta follow me everywhere. And please, if you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, hit the notifications, subscribe, comment. Let's go ahead and talk about all these amazing fights that just happened. So first up, Bellator 269 happened, actually started at 9 a.m. this morning. It was in Moscow, Russia. And of course you had the main event, which I chose Mr. Fedor Emelianenko, the Emperor, to beat Tim Johnson. And he did in the first round. And we were all kind of speculating whether he would retire. Tim Johnson went after him, kind of wild a little bit. You know, you really got to protect yourself because Fedor is so accurate with his shots, and he literally lands a right as he's ducking under a shot, cups up under with a left and another right, which drops him out, KO. Amazing win, another highlight victory for Mr. Emelianenko. And it looks like, okay, so we were speculating whether or not he would retire. So far, he said, ask me tomorrow. That's what he said. No answer yet. With a win like that, 45 years old, he loves it. Says he felt good, feels good now. So what do you think? He has one more fight on his Bellator contract, and of course, Scott Coker said they definitely want to get him to fulfill that contract if they can. But again, what do you think? Do you think this will be his last fight? Or do you think he will fight at least one more time? Let me know what you think about Mr. Fedor Emelianenko, the Emperor. Oh, his walkout was so amazing, by the way. I don't know what the song was that they were playing, but it actually kind of brought tears to my eyes and the look to his face. It was so dramatic. And of course, them being in Russia with the crowd. Oh, and a lot of the fighters there were actually Team Emelianenko, not just from Russia, but actually on his team. So the crowd was amazing. But yeah, something about that walkout, it like moved me. So yeah, man. Again, let me know how you did on all of those picks, and let me know what you think will be next for The Last Emperor. So now, UFC Fight Night Las Vegas 41. This happened also earlier today. It actually started at 1 p.m. West Coast time. I ended up making a last minute pick, and I shouldn't have because I missed that pick. Oh yeah, I didn't do very well, y'all. I got one pick, one draw, and then 3 losses. So I should have made this last minute pick. I chose Seong-Woo Choi to beat Alex Caceres, and it started off good. I thought I was in the game. He cracked him first, stunned him, was all over him, then did an illegal kick or illegal knee to Alex. He was still down. His knee was on the ground. This was not like a hand trick situation. He was clearly down, and I believe, did the ref remind me if the ref took a point? I believe he did take a point at that point. Second round comes. Troy's going after him again. Alex is ducking and diving and throwing back. This was actually a really exciting fight. He ends up getting his back, jumps up on him. So he has his back while standing, sinks in the choke, gets him down to the ground, tap, 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 rear naked choke. Great win for Alex Caceres, who, Bruce Leroy, I think he's about 33 years old. He's actually been in the UFC for quite a long time. He's on a 5-fight winning streak now in the featherweight division, which is stacked. Who do you think he should fight next? Now, next up, I did not get this pick as well. I was going back and forth. I should have went ahead and changed the pick. I chose Jocelyn Edwards to beat Jessica Rose Clark. She did not. And Jessica, yeah, she took her down. She was able to hold her with the wrestling and win the fight that way, unanimous decision. And Edwards, man, she's so dangerous when she was on the feet. Just for the little 10-second interval, she was so freaking dangerous. Even drew some blood. So she just has to get takedown defense and learn how to get up. You don't have to become a proficient wrestler, but you do have to get those tools so you can become more well-rounded. The 135 division does have skilled fighters, so you are going to have to get a little bit better. But if she does, she can be quite dangerous. So either way, Jessica looks good. She didn't do as much ground and pound and actual damage. She just kind of held her, controlled her. So she definitely wanted to do more, but she looked good. She looked strong. I believe she's been off for like a year. So who would you like to see Jessica Rose Clark fight next? Next up, co-main event, and I chose Grant Dawson to beat Ricky Glenn, and it took first 2 rounds in the bag. Taking him down, ground and pound, and yeah, he had to work for those takedowns and stuff. I'm like, how's your cardio? His cardio's pretty good. So 3rd round, you could tell he was clearly gassed a bit. Ricky had that 3rd win. He had been training hard. He talked about that. This is his 2nd chance in the UFC. He was able to take him down, not only hold him down for the entire round, but then towards like the last minute or so, actually do some serious ground and pound, and then almost lock in a choke. It was I believe it was a head and arm choke. Yes. And he was holding up the fist like, or the thumb like this the whole time. Grant was like, I'm okay. But then after the ding, he didn't automatically stand up, which I didn't even realize was a thing. After the fight rings, both fighters have to stand up on their own. So Ricky's like, he's got to get up. The ref's like, and everybody's like, and then James Krause from Grant's corner sprinted into the ring. It was like, get up. And he got up. And so he was able to finish the fight. But I do believe that left a lasting impression, at least on two of the judges, because one had a 29-28 and the other two had a 28-28 for a majority draw. And this could have been a win for Grant. I honestly think if he just would have been able to stand up instead of, and he looks like he was not finished, not out, but severely affected. Almost like, well, you know, was that a 10-8 round for number 3? You know what I mean? So kudos to Ricky Glenn for making a hubbub and pointing out like he can't get up. If he can't get up, I win. And I think that was enough to make an impression on the judges. It's one of those things where you're working the intangibles. Kudos to Glenn for working the intangibles and turning this from what would have been a loss to a majority draw. Who would you like to see both fighters, Grant Dawson and Ricky Glenn, fight next? Now, main event, and I did not get this pick as well, but I'm actually super okay with it, just given the circumstances, of course. I chose Paulo Costa to beat Marvin Vettori. I thought the size would matter. It did not. Well, he threw some hard shots. He was attacking that body the whole time. The shots that Marvin absorbed, you could feel the power. He's got a heck of a chin, and he took some serious shots to the body too. This went all 5 rounds, unanimous decision in favor of Marvin. I totally agree. He was going forward the whole time. He landed more shots. He was initiating the action. Like I said, he did take some shots. He even looked like he got stunned by a head kick at one point. Took more than one head kick actually at one point. But Paulo really didn't even seem like he would make it to the second round. He was looking clearly gassed by the end of the first round. So like, okay, carrying that extra 20 pounds of weight, it looks like it's not good weight, you know what I mean? But then he found his second and third and like fourth win and was able to make it through kind of like in spurts. He wasn't able to hold, be the initiator and have like a high offensive output for a sustained period of time, like we've seen in other fights. This one was definitely, he had to measure his cardio, but he made it through the 5 rounds, and it was a great fight going back and forth at any moment. I believe he did come back to win the 5th round, Paulo, and would have won the 2nd round had there not been a point taken away for fingers to the eye. The ref apparently had warned him a few times, and then once the eye poke happened, he went ahead and took a point. Or else, honestly, I think he would have won round 2 as well, would have made it a little bit closer. But yeah, great win for Marvin Vettori, who just really gained a lot of fans through the way he handled this week's controversy with the weight and everything. And he got a performance bonus as well. So great for Marvin Vettori. Who would you like to see him fight next? And of course, for Paulo Costa, Dana White says, oh, he's a 205er now. Apparently, they said he came into the fight around like 218. Some people were saying he's the biggest 225 at one point. Marvin, even after the fight, was like, he was still a punk for not making weight. He was like, his 20% is going to buy me another watch. So really no love lost there. And Paulo just kind of left. But yeah, he looked good at that weight. Like I said, he doesn't really have like 30 pounds of water weight to cut. That man's pretty muscular. And it looked like he seemed natural at that weight. So as Dana White said, you're a 205er now. So let me know how you did on these events that happened earlier today, these amazing fights. Let me know how you did on Bellator 269. Give me, Minkoff broke a finger and therefore lost that fight. He broke the finger during the match, 3rd round, and lost that fight in the co-main event there for Bellator 269. Let me know about, of course, Mr. Fedor Emelianenko. Let me know how you did on UFC Fight Night 41, all the picks. There was actually 6 fights on the main card. I only did 4. And of course, this controversy still going on with Paulo Costa. Oh, in the post-press conference, at one point he said, my foot was a balloon. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. So check it out. Go ahead, subscribe, like, talk to me. Take care. And goodbye.